Welcome to week 25 of 52 Circles, and our prompt this week is texture. So I'm determined to use some quite alternative materials this week, so I've just got some scrap paper that I've been using to kind of catch drips of ink, some wrapping paper, and just oddments of fabric that are lying around the studio, which are too small for anything else. So I'm putting those onto my calico base layer, and I'm just doing a line of straight stitch down the centre of each kind of bundle of materials, doing a little bit of reverse stitch just to make sure loose threads and things are well secured to that base. But also checking that all of the layers are kind of free so that I can rip the paper, scrunch it up, and just build more texture into the surface of the piece. I want this to be a really kind of chunky, textured surface, quite grungy. Just adding a few strips of fabric there, kind of folded over with some threads. Again, giving it a good scrub with the pan brush just to kind of loosen it all up and create a three-dimensional kind of effect, relief effect. Now I'm lighting a candle and just very carefully allowing the wax to melt and drip down onto the surface of the fabric. This is a great way of getting those textured pieces to kind of set in a more upright position, but obviously be careful that you don't singe your work in the process. Next, I'm adding some copper foil. This is great. You can oxidize this using salt and vinegar. I just put it into a kind of takeaway plastic tub with the lid on for a few days, and it starts to discolour the copper. As you can see, it's really easy to stitch through, and you can rip it just by your hands. And I'm wedging those like little metallic sequins in amongst the kind of surfaces of paper and thread and wax. I felt that the fabric strips I'd used were a bit too stark, a bit too light in contrast to everything else, so I'm just putting a bit of Quink ink over the surface here. I like Quink because if I don't like it, it can be bleached out again, so it's easy to remove it if it goes wrong. And I'm just putting that over the surface of the sample to tone everything together. So I'm left with quite a grungy textured surface. Would be great if you were looking at kind of tree bark or natural forms, things like that. Anyway, I look forward to seeing your samples. Enjoy, and don't forget to share.